May 17, 2024. Please take your seats. We're not doing these seats now. All right, thank everybody for coming. The craziness of last night and this morning. Thanks for the general services for getting the AC working about 5 minutes ago. Didn't know if that was going to be a case, but special intentions. I do have one well-known man in my neighborhood, Marcel Gonzalez, passed away this past week. Businessman in the city of Kenner, great family, him and Elise. He was the king of the Driftwood Parade 2 years ago after a valiant fight with cancer. Give blessings to the whole Gonzalez family. His services will be on Wednesday of this coming week at Lake Lawn at visitation starting at 11 and formal services beginning at 1. So wish Marcel and his family, his kids, and the entire area blessings for what they're dealing with. And anybody else? Councilman Brannigan?
Yes, just keep in your prayers. Dee Dee Zahn passed away about a week ago, and basically I lived 3 doors from her for 25 years. So just please keep their family in your prayers.
Anybody else? I'm going to ask Councilman Brennan to lead us on a prayer, please.
President. Lord, we reach out to you for your guidance. Please show us which way to turn, calm our anxious thoughts, speak into our minds. Strengthen us if we falter or feel weary. May we feel your strength within our hearts. Bring clarity to our visions and dreams. I trust that you are with us no matter where we go or what we decide to do. You journey with us always. Amen.
Now I'm going to ask Councilman Ronnie Schwartz to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk.
In accordance with Council Resolution Number B14550, please be advised that all cellular telephones and other devices of this nature must be deactivated or silenced throughout the council meeting. We have a quorum this morning. Next up, we have correspondence, reports from the mayor, CAO, or department heads.
Mayor Glazer.
Thank you. It's a little loud, yes. Thank you. We just came from an opening ceremony of the American Veterans Traveling Tribute. It's a replica of the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C. We have it this weekend, today, Saturday and Sunday in Veterans Park. It's open 24 hours. They'll have law enforcement out there overnight in case anyone can't get to it during the daytime. But from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., they'll have volunteers there to answer any questions that people need to know about the wall. But it's open 24 hours a day. And Sunday at 6 p.m. we'll have the closing ceremony, in which that's going to take place of our Memorial Day ceremony we normally have. So it's going to be our Memorial Day ceremony will be this Sunday at 6 o'clock in Veterans Park. Next week is Tourism Week, and if we had internet and printers and all that stuff, good stuff working today, we would have it printed our proclamation, but it's in Natalie's computer, so I'm going to have her read it out.
Whereas the travel and tourism industry has been a consistent driver of economic development for the state of Louisiana, Jefferson Parish, and the city of Kenner, and whereas a robust travel industry provides significant economic benefits for the nation, generating trillions in economic output in 2024, with much of that spent directly by travelers in the U.S., and whereas travel has been the foundation of a healthy workforce, serving as one of the largest private sector employers in the United States, supporting millions of jobs, whereas spending by travelers has aided state and local governments alike, generating tax revenue to support essential services and programs, and whereas travel and tourism dependent businesses and organizations, the majority of which are small businesses, are responsible for welcoming visitors from all around the world, and whereas the city of Kenner is grateful to Visit Kenner, our local Convention and Visitors Bureau for the hard work and effort put into promote the City of Kenner and its many amenities. Now therefore, Michael J. Glazer, along with Kenner Police Chief Keith Conley and the Kenner City Council, do hereby proclaim May 19th through the 25th, 2024 as National Travel and Tourism Week in the City of Kenner, and urge the citizens of Kenner and the state of Louisiana to join the city in recognizing the critical role this industry plays in our community. Given under his hand and seal, the City of Kenner, this Louisiana, the 17th day of May, Michael J. Glazer, Mayor. And we do have Carolyn Barrett with Visit Kenner here with us.
Sure. Come on up, Carolyn.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, and I just want to thank the mayor, his administration, and the council for all your support for Visit Kenner. I couldn't do what I'd do without you guys, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much. What's a
Thank
picture?
you.
Yeah, we can do a picture if you want. Absolutely. Can you do the picture? You want to line up in front like you always do? Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Deputy Newton. All right, Madam Clerk. Oh, anything else, Mayor Glazer?
One last thing. I know it was said at the budget hearings, but I'd like to congratulate Fire Chief Morris and all his staff for maintaining a Class 1 rating and actually going up approximately 5 points as opposed to their last rating 4 years ago. So with the new equipment and stuff like that and moving of a fire station, I think in 2029 you'll probably do a little bit better, right?
That's fantastic, Chief. Thanks so much.
And like Terrence said, he's never opened a fire hydrant during this rating period, so it's all his guys that do the hard work. He just copies it down.
Great job. All right, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. Up next, we had an executive session for today. We're going to go ahead and do a one-meeting deferral on this executive session.
Yes.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan for a one-meeting deferral on the executive session. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0 for a one-meeting deferral. Next up, we have resolutions, motions, and other items from the floor. We have none. Next, we have the consent agenda. Item 1, approval of minutes, the regular council meeting of May 2nd, 2024. Item 2 is approval of alcoholic beverage permit applications. We have none. Item 3 is approval of bingo and public gathering applications. Item 3A is application number 2404-24, First Baptist Church of Kenner to hold a public gathering on June 18th through the 20th, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. for the purpose of a vacation Bible school at 1313 Clay Street. Item 3B is application number 2405-24, Kenner Police Department to hold a public gathering on October 5th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the purpose of a National Night Out kickoff party at the Punch Train Center parking lot at 4545 Williams Boulevard. And that will conclude the consent agenda.
Motion by Councilmember Wilmot, seconded by Councilmember McKinney. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Under the public appearance agenda, we have item 8, public hearings and final passage. Item 8A is a public hearing regarding resolution number B17388, a resolution calling a public hearing on May 17, 2024, to determine whether the structures located at 400 Farrer Avenue, Kenner, Louisiana, shall be abated by repair, rehabilitation, demolition, or removal.
A motion by Councilmember Dunn, second by Councilmember Schwartz to open the public hearing. Council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. We are now in a public hearing. I believe the Code Enforcement Department has a presentation.
All right, Enforcement Topple, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
What you have for us?
Is this on? Good morning. We are seeking demolition of a home located at 400 Farrar Avenue in the city of Kenner. This home was severely damaged during Hurricane Ida in August of 2021. I did have a PowerPoint presentation. Unfortunately, without the internet, I can't present it.
It's understandable.
But we had a tree go through the front of the home, and the front of the home is extensively damaged. The back of the home has been open to the elements now since Hurricane Ida. We did hire a curator who did do all the proper notifications. We did hear from a granddaughter of the family who was cleaning items out of the home, but mentioned that they did not have the funding to demolish the home. So the city is interested in going forward on this demolition because of the severity of the damage is such that it needs to be demolished. The entire, I do have some pictures here, but the entire front of the home is down for the most part with the tree through it.
Okay.
And it's been in that fashion for, since Ida. Councilwoman Dunn can attest to the situation with the home being in this amount of damage and needing to be demolished. There is no immediate need, immediate plans for anybody to come in and repair the structure.
Okay, so all the city attorneys reviewed everything, notifications went out, everything's complied with by law?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Dunn, you're in favor of this?
Oh, definitely. I don't even think it's a home now because what happened,
Okay.
the whole roof, when I went the other day, is down on the ground. I don't even think it's a home.
Sounds like a tree house.
It's not even a tree house, I'm serious. It's just that bad.
We do-
And I'm so
Tree through the house
grateful.
now.
We do
I'm
have
grateful that
representation
this
here
is
from the
on
curator
agenda. Yeah.
as well.
I know
We
the
do have
constitu-
representation here from the curators for the property as well.
Yeah, Councilman Wilmot?
Ms. Catherine, is you have pictures?
It's in your notes, yeah.
I do have some pictures here I can bring up.
Yeah, I was going to ask it. Can we attach those to the record?
Yes.
No, I've seen them.
Yeah, I can't
I've
pull up
seen
the
them in
agenda.
person. I'm not,
I'm having trouble pulling up the agenda.
it's
Thank you.
ridiculous.
These are extras? Yes, sir. Thank you. Nice, they're attached already, I understand.
They are.
They are, okay, good, okay. Yeah. Because we're having trouble pulling up the, on the
Mr.
internet.
Fantasi, you ready?
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's
Good
obvious.
afternoon, Mike
Thank you.
Fantasi. Our firm was appointed as the curator for the absentee owners. We were appointed in February. We researched the ownership, JeffNet, the assessor's office, the Orleans assessor's office, white pages, Google searches, and code enforcement. We located the two original owners, the listed owners. Both were deceased, and we found obituaries for both, but no succession proceedings for either. We were able to locate approximately 8 potential heirs. We sent letters to all 8. We made 3 advertisements in the Times-Picayune Advocate, February 29, March 1st, March 2nd. We received a response from 1 potential heir, Susan Ori, who provided us with her address and email and phone number. She also gave us the name of another potential heir, her uncle Ronald. Both Susan and Ronald were informed of today's hearing and provided with copies of the notice by mail. And Miss Susan was also informed by email. And that's the end of the curator's note of evidence.
Okay. Okay, and Allison, did you wish to speak at the podium? Address the council? Or anybody else in the audience wishing to address the council on this matter since we're in a public hearing? If so, please step forward.
I
give them a second since they're. Council Clerk, are they coming to the podium? Okay. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm Susan Ori. I'm the granddaughter of my grandparents who are deceased.
Okay.
My Uncle Ronald, he's the living heir of my grandparents. That was his parents. We just want to know what options there are because we're kind of been thrown into this recently. So we're not sure what our options are. We understand what y'all are willing to do is basically, I guess, take the property and
Yeah, we're here today to vote to demolish it,
Demolish,
to completely remove it due to the ongoing situation. And there's been a curator appointed to notify everyone. There's a lot of legal steps we have to go through before it reaches us at this point. So this is the point of the house coming down. So this has gone through a lot of legal things, and we've contacted you from what the attorneys have told me. So are you asking us what other options you have? Is there anything?
we were just notified a few months ago about this.
Okay, so are you here to tell us you don't want it to come down? Or are you in favor of it coming down? Because the city's getting ready to spend the money to tear it down for you.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to.
You are ready for it to come down?
Yeah.
I'm a neighbor. My name is Susan.
Okay.
And, is there any options for them to get quotes on getting it torn down themselves? And because they're just in a situation where they think that if you tear it down, you're taking the land from them too as well.
No, it's just,
That's,
that's, so we're not taking the land.
I know.
The
So-
city is going to tear down the property by demolition order, and the cost of that is going to be taxed onto the tax records of the property.
Right.
And then when the property ever changes hands, and the city gets that amount back by offset by law.
Right.
So we're not sending y'all a bill other than putting it on the tax records. And if I'm misquoting the law, Michelle, you can just jump in and I don't want the record to be weird on this, but
To have it torn down, or do you want them to do
It serves as a lien on your property.
Right.
In the event that you're able to get the funding you can pay off that
Right. I
once it's
understand.
done, so
Okay.
you'll have that option.
So you do realize if they get someone to tear it down, the cost is going to be a lot higher than if you hire on your own to have it done. So that'll be a higher note to get your land back, to do anything with it. I'm just letting you know.
Catherine, do you know what's the tear down cost? Y'all can stay there, just let her, I'm asking her a question.
So the estimate we have is $29,430 for demolition.
Like I said, I'd rather y'all go ahead and just tear it down because it's not safe right now and it's almost on the neighbor's house right now.
Yeah, it is definitely unsafe, which is why we have to act.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're in favor of that, so
Yeah.
there's an opposition here. Okay. All right, so yeah,
I was just asking about the land itself. I thought y'all.
we're not going to
take
take
it
the
over and
land,
do
but
that.
it will be assessed with the cost of the demolition, which is the 29,000.
Right.
This is your
Okay?
anything, that'll be on there if you ever
Right.
want to do anything.
I just want to add, if they don't pay that lien, then that property will go to tax sale in the future. So I just want to be clear, the lien goes
There-
on. If you don't pay that,
Right.
then we will take the property to tax
So,
sale.
correct. So there is obligations on tax. If you don't pay tax on the property, then people can buy those taxes, redeem them, and actually force the sale of a property after a redemptive period of approximately 3 years.
Right.
So if you do nothing, then yes, you could potentially lose the property under the tax law.
Right.
But we're not taking the property from you today. That's not what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, y'all have a good day. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on this matter in the audience? All right, seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Council in favor, motion by Councilmember Dunn, second by Councilmember Schwartz to close the public hearing. Council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
On the main vote, any other? Say motion by Councilmember Dunn, second by Councilmember Schwartz to approve. Council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Motion passes 7-0. Item 8B is a public hearing regarding summary ordinance number 13,551, an ordinance authorizing amendment number 1 to the 2023-2024 annual action plan of the Community Development Block Grant Program for the Community Development Department.
Motion by Councilmember Schwartz, second by Councilmember McKinney to open the public hearing. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say no.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
Anyone wishing to address the council on this matter, please step up.
Hi, DeWine Jones, Community Development Director.
Hey, Ms. Jones.
We're just moving some funding to fund the splash park that was in existence a few years ago, and we need to do some more work to it. So Community Development is providing $205,000 toward this project through our Community Development budget.
Fair enough. Any other questions, council? Anybody else wishing to speak on the matter from the audience since the public hearing? Okay, looks like we're fine. Thank you for the explanation. All right, motion by Councilmember Schwartz, second by Councilmember McKinney to close the public hearing. Councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
On the main vote, motion by Councilmember Schwartz, second by Councilmember McKinney to approve. Councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Motion passes 7-0. Item 9 is ordinances for the sale, purchase, transfer, lease, and/or alienation of immovable property. We have none. Item 10 is opening of bids. We have none. Item 11 is reclassification of zoning for final passage. We have none. Item 12 is other ordinances for final passage. We have none. Item 13 is resolutions and motions by council members. Item 13A is a resolution selecting the New Orleans Advocate as the official journal for the city of Kenner for the fiscal year of 2024-2025.
All right. Run up number 13A.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Christie distracted me. Motion by Councilmember McKinney, second by Councilmember Dunn. Any motion to speak on 13A? Mr. Teft?
Greg Taft, District 5. What I want to bring up about the Advocate, is by having the journal, they used to deliver the Advocate to everybody on Wednesdays. But now it's like hit and miss. You may go a month without receiving the Wednesday delivery, which is the one that handles that. And I'm wondering if that's the right direction to go in. Because if they don't advertise it or bring that information out, how is the public to see it if it's not consistently being done? And I can assure you, it is not going out every Wednesday like it used to. And that's all I have to say about it.
Thank you, Mr. Teft. Councilmember Schwartz?
Mr. Taft, do you have someone else in mind, another alternative besides the Advocate?
I wished I did because I thought about it, but unfortunately, I think what's going on with the Advocate is we probably don't have a carrier that's consistently in the area. That's what I kind of think. But I don't know of any alternative. I'm just saying that if we're going to pay for a service that we're not going to get, I don't know if there's an alternative way of getting that information out to the public. I just don't know. But I do know that the Advocate is not consistent. So that's my only concern.
Maybe we can post it on our website or something like that. You know, we could always try an alternative besides the Advocate.
Any other questions, council? All right. Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Passes 7-0. Item 14 is items removed from the consent agenda. We have none. Item 15 is acceptance of contracts and similar matters approved by the mayor. Item 15A is summary ordinance number 13,536, an ordinance accepting the quote received from Precision Transmission Exchange for parts and labor in the amount of $6,679.45 for the Department of Code Enforcement.
Motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say no.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15B is summary ordinance number 13,537, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance of a private donation for the purchase of a new exhibit from Science Kinetics, a sole source provider for the Rivertown Science Center.
Motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember McKinney. Anyone wishing to speak on 15B? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say no.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15C is summary ordinance number 13,538, an ordinance authorizing the utilization of Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office contract number 24-JAN-1001 with Vinson Uniforms Incorporated to purchase uniforms on an as-needed basis in an amount not to exceed $50,000 for the life of the agreement for the Kenner Police Department.
Motion by Councilmember Brennan, second by Councilmember Wilmot. Anyone wishing to speak on 15C? Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15D is summary ordinance number 13,539, an ordinance approving an Astro System Advanced Package and Nice Gold Package service agreement with Motorola Solutions in an amount not to exceed $57,422.63 for the Kenner Police Department.
Motion by Councilmember Brannigan, second by Councilmember Brennan. Anyone wishing to speak on 15D? Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15E is summary ordinance number 13,540. An ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Semsco Incorporated to supply frames and grates on an as-needed basis in accordance with seal bid number 24-6824 and an amount not to exceed $30,000 annually for the Public Works Department.
Motion by Councilmember Wilmot, second by Councilmember Dunn. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15F is summary ordinance number 13,541, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Johnson Controls Fire Division to furnish and install fire alarm beam detectors at the Pontchartrain Convention and Civic Center in accordance with seal bid number 24-6826 and an amount not to exceed $32,470.68 for the General Services Department.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot. Anyone wishing to speak on 15F? Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15G is summary ordinance number 13,542. An ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Technical Services Group Incorporated to furnish and install speaker system upgrade at the Pontchartrain Convention and Civic Center in accordance with seal bid number 24-6822 and an amount not to exceed $151,804 for the General Services Department.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Schwartz. Anyone wishing to speak on 15G? Councilwoman McKinney.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I just want to clarify, is this funding coming from, where's the funding coming from for this repair?
This repair is related to Hurricane Ida damages.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was confirming. Thank you.
Anyone else? Councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15H is summary ordinance number 13,543, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from BSN Sports LLC to supply shirts, hats, visors, and screen printing in accordance with seal bid number 24-6823 and an amount not to exceed $20,000 for the Parks and Recreation Department.
Motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. Anyone wishing to speak on 15H? Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15I is summary ordinance number 13,544, an ordinance approving the group life insurance policy and rates for group life insurance and AD&D coverage for the City of Kenner employees, retirees, dependents for the fiscal years July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2026 with the Standard Insurance Company.
A motion by Councilmember Schwartz, seconded by Councilmember Dunn. Anyone wishing to speak on 15I? Okay. Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15J is summary ordinance number 13,545, an ordinance approving the health insurance policy and rates for health insurance coverage for the City of Kenner employees, retirees, dependents for the fiscal year July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana.
Motion by Councilmember Brannigan, seconded by Councilmember Schwartz. Anyone wishing to speak on 15J? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15J is summary ordinance number 13,545, an ordinance approving the Item 15K is summary ordinance number 13,549, An ordinance ratifying the policy and rates for commercial property insurance for the City of Kenner for the policy year June 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025.
Motion by Councilmember Brennan, second by Councilmember Lahat. Anyone wishing to speak on 15K?
Mr. Chairman, we have an amendment that we need to propose. Would you like it proposed before the discussion, or do y'all want to talk about it first?
Talk about it. Let's talk first, please.
Go ahead.
Hey, come over to the podium. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Helena Shaw with Sigma Consulting and Ryan Dahl with USI,
Okay.
the agent. I'm the consultant.
So you're going to tell us what's going on with the renewals and if anything's gotten better since last year, which it probably hasn't in terms of the coverage,
Well,
a little bit.
The premium went down a little. Their rate went down. One of the things that did occur is you've had the Lake Town Pier on the schedule of values since 2012, but apparently management with Amherst decided they never realized it was on there. I'm not sure exactly, but they have now come back and said, we can't cover this because it's over water. So they removed the Lake Town Pier from the schedule of values, and they are not insuring the Lake Town Pier. And I don't have a lot of hope. I think maybe Ryan could also comment on this, that we will find anybody to cover the Lake Town Pier because it's over water. And in the current state of the market and with the storms that we've had, I just don't see a carrier stepping up to the plate to cover that individually, or even if we get an alternative quote, I don't expect them to include it either. So at the end of the day, the Lake Town Pier may just be uninsured because it's uninsurable.
Yeah.
Ryan is, and he can speak more to this, is trying to get an alternative quote to what we have right now from the incumbent carriers to try to replace AmRisc, because we've had so much trouble with AmRisc, with claims and with their pricing and with the difficulty working with them regarding including certain locations. Right now, the Wood Lake Gym is not included because it has not been repaired and it's unoccupied. And I understand from Wendy that y'all are waiting on an engineer to check it out to see if it is even repairable. So until that is all resolved, that building is not insured. We also had an issue with the Repertory Theater, the Rivertown Repertory Theater, where last year after inspection, there's EFIS siding on that building. And last year, after they did their inspection, they excluded all wind and hail on that building. And they increased the all other perils deductible on that building from $50,000 to $350,000. And so we late in the year, or really early this year, we got pictures and an invoice that we presented to AmRisc showing that the repairs had been done to that building. They were concerned about mold under the EFIS and such as that. But then when we got the quote, they still were excluding all wind and hail on that building. They had removed the $350,000 deductible, but they were still excluding all wind and hail. And so I went back to them and pressed. I gave them the backup documentation again and said, we have provided you with evidence that that building has been repaired. What else do you want? What is it that you that is stopping you from pulling that restriction off of that building? So I think it was just yesterday we received a revised AmRisc quote that has now removed that exclusion on the Repertory Theater, and they have accepted the evidence that we provided, That building has been repaired, so there are no longer any restrictions, neither the $350,000 deductible on all other perils and excluding all wind and hail. All of that has been removed from the quote. Nonetheless, we still have, consistently have trouble with AmRisk, so we're really pressing to try to find another carrier who will step up to the plate and offer us an alternative quote for a lesser premium and better terms. So what we're asking is the proposal that, the recommendation report that I provided is our worst case scenario right now. But we've still got till June 1 to try to find another carrier to do better. So only if we get terms and conditions from another carrier with better pricing and better terms and conditions would we recommend not binding AmRisk. But what we would ask is that you approve the recommendation report that we provided, which also states in there that if between now and June 1 we can find something better, that the mayor would have the authority to bind that as a better alternative to what we have right now. And then I'll give the floor to
What's the total coverage of all the commercial properties at this point?
What is the what?
For the policy, is it still 10 million?
10 million.
Okay.
And the quote we have is still 10 million.
Okay, and before Ida hit, it was a lot more than that. I remember.
That's correct.
It was a total, it went from 100 to 10 from a meeting we had last year. So the coverage is not ideally changed, but the premium has gone down a bit, and now you're trying to get some of the deductibles. And yeah, I understand all that, but I know the market is still very difficult, especially for commercial CGLs and everything else. So it's I didn't mean to interrupt you. If you want to come up and talk first, then we might have some other questions for you guys as well.
Thank you. Ryan Dahl with USI. We do love working with Helena because she's one of the few people that I can look like her bodyguard when I'm standing behind her, which is nice. But you are correct that for the last couple of years, it's been terrible on renewal. This year, we do have carriers that are interested, so this price is definitely going down. Right now, we're about 50,000 less than last year. Okay. But even if we stay with AmRisk, which Helena is very brave to call out carriers not going into executive session. If we go into executive session, I'll tell you what I think about all the carriers all day. But in a public meeting, they're all very nice. We may end up staying with AmRisk because they are notorious for what oh, thank you. They are notorious for dropping to keep an account. And that's one of the things we
dropping what you said?
The premium
okay.
to keep the account, which is one of the things that we do not like about them, because things should be actuarially sound. They should bring their price, but once you get competition happening, they will drop to keep you, and they do want to keep you. They've already made that very clear, even with the $20 million claim that they're paying. So we expect this to come down. I hate to give a number, but I would think we will definitely get more limits, and it'll kind of come down to what do you want to buy as to where the premium. If we kept everything the same with limits and deductibles, I'd say we'd come down at least another probably 100,000 when it's all said and done. Any thoughts or questions for me?
So what's the total premium right now before you're trying to get the reduction?
The total right now, and that's going to make that 50 and 100 sound really, really small, is we have a revised RSUI the rate. So 1,489,997.14. I think that's before the revision of taking off the peer from RSUI, but that's probably what's shown on what you're voting on.
Okay.
And I had an amazing PowerPoint that explained all of this, but no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're on the struggle bus today with all that, with what happened last night. Any other questions from the council?
Yes.
Councilman Brennan.
Thank you, Council Chair. Good morning, Mr. Dahl. Thank you all for being here. So with Woodlake being excluded from the policy, is there liability on that property?
Yes, this is the property part only. All of the city's locations are covered for liability.
All
Good question.
I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Very good question. Anybody else? Councilman Schwartz?
And we're going to, that's including the pier, correct, for liability?
Well, yes, for liability. That's
all-
right.
Just liability.
Yes, and thank you for bringing that up, because Helena mentioned that it got pulled off of AmRisc's policy. I do think we could find coverage for it, probably X wind, which is what you really want, because it's not going to burn. Something could run into it. But the real question, and we're happy to go get those quotes, but the question is going to be, what is it worth to pay for something that's probably not going to get damaged? But we'll bring that number so you guys can make that decision.
We'll just get Mark to fix the pier if something happens. Was the pier actually, during Ida, was it outside of some railings and things, the structural, did anything?
It took a little bit on the north side.
Okay.
How bad, we don't know yet. But some of the rocks around the basin, around the foundation, blew up into the side of it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to vote on, I guess, the tentative approval of what you're all telling us, and then you're going to try to get the rates to reduce even more before June.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we have an amendment after that?
The clerk needs to introduce the amendment. We vote on the amendment, then you vote on it as amended.
Okay, let's do that.
So the administration is requesting an amendment which would add section 4 to read that the mayor of the city of Kenner is authorized to sign any less expensive commercial property insurance proposed before June 1st, 2024.
Okay.
I have a motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Lahat on the amendment. Any discussion on the amendment?
No.
Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0 on the amendment. Now back to your original legislation as amended. Motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Lahat. All council members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15L is summary ordinance number.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
13,550, an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Parish of Jefferson to provide for development of the Williams Boulevard corridor within the Laketown Improvement District.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. Anyone wishing to speak on 15L? Okay. Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 16 is ordinances and resolutions in summary for first reading. Item 16A is an ordinance adopting the capital budget for the city of Kenner for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025. Item 16B is an ordinance amending the capital budgets for various fiscal years to reallocate unexpended funds to the fiscal year 2024-2025. Item 16C is an ordinance repealing ordinance number 12,507 and accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Crescent City Tree LLC to provide tree work on an as-needed basis in accordance with seal bid number 24-6811 and an amount not to exceed $300,000 annually for the Public Works Department. Item 16D is an ordinance authorizing a lease agreement with U.S. Copy Incorporated through U.S. Bank Equipment Finance and an amount not to exceed $49,500 annually for photocopy, fax, printing equipment, maintenance, parts, labor, and supplies for a term of 3 years for all City of Kenner departments. Item 16E is an ordinance approving renewal number 1 to the agreement with Dom Development Corporation for carpentry services, labor only, for hurricane restoration, extending the agreement 1 additional year and increasing the agreement amount by $200,000 for a total not to exceed amount of $400,000 for the Department of General Services. Item 16F is an ordinance authorizing the utilization of Jefferson Parish contract number 55-21312 with Trantex Transportation Products of Texas Incorporated for traffic safety supplies on an as-needed basis for the General Services Department. Item 16G is an ordinance approving change order number 1, final to the agreement with Fleming Construction Company, LLC, dated May 15, 2023, for the relocation of sewer line at 99 Airline Drive, Lot L1, for a decrease of $3,150 and to accept the completion of the project as constructed for the Department of Wastewater. Item 16H is an ordinance approving change order number 1 to the construction agreement with M.R. Pittman Group LLC dated October 20, 2023 regarding the City of Kenner WWTP number 3 clarifiers 1 through 4 rehabilitation project, decreasing the agreement amount by $230,448.94 and increasing the agreement time by 100 calendar days for the Department of Wastewater. Item 16I is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsibility received from Delta Fire and Safety Incorporated for 7 Seek Attack Pro Plus thermal cameras with charging stations in accordance with letter bid number 24-2124 and an amount not to exceed $23,520.91 for the Kenner Fire Department. Item 16J is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsibility received from S&R Louisiana LLC doing business as Precision Door Service for repairing Fire Station number 39 garage door in accordance with letter bid 24-21112 and an amount not to exceed $5,137.99 for the Kenner Fire Department. Item 16K is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of 3 Lucas 3 version 3.1 chest compression systems, including accessories from Stryker Medical, a sole source provider, in the amount of $70,186.77 for the Kenner Fire Department. Item 16L is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive proposal received from Lamar Ford to furnish 2 2020 Ford Police Interceptor utility vehicles in the amount of $52,172 for the Kenner Police Department. Item 16M is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsibility received from Insulation Technologies Incorporated for the demolition and removal of 2-story concession stand at Green Lawn Playground in accordance with letter bid 24-2125 and an amount not to exceed $19,680 for the Parks and Recreation Department. Item 16N is an ordinance amending Article 6 zoning to add a new section 6.17 titled Lake Town Improvement District and approving a cooperative endeavor agreement between the City of Kenner and Jefferson Parish for a sign and facade commercial business improvement program and to provide for related matters. Item 17 is reports from the council and our special committees. We have none. Item 18 is new business. We have none. Item 19 is unfinished business and or motions to reconsider or remove from a tabled position. We have none. Item 20 is persons wishing to address the council on special subject matters.
All right. First up, we have Mr. Matt Hotard. Thanks for coming today, Matt.
Good morning. Matt Hotard, District 5, President of the Kenner Firefighter Association, Local 1427, and a 16-year veteran of the Kenner Fire Department. First, I'd like to congratulate, like the mayor said, all the men and women that worked their tails off to get this Class 1 rating. It's a pretty big deal. We haven't been here, but we've been out doing things. I wanted to bring attention to our breast cancer awareness shirt, which we do fundraisers with shirts every year. We were able to raise quite a bit of money, and we split the earnings into 2 individuals that we gave the money to, Ms. Jeannie Hayes, who was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, who's going to use that money to help fight her battle and help her family, and also Ms. Audrey Raziano. She is in remission, but what she opted to do with that money is give back to the women at her clinic. And so as the women see fit, whether it be wigs or rides or anything that they need, she's finding a way to take that money and distribute it to more than just herself, which I'd like to commend her and both those women on their fight with breast cancer. In April, we did Autism Awareness Shirt. It's the first time we've done that. Why this is so special to us and one of my favorite shirts is that we reached out to the community and we had a young man named Nathan. If you see in the back of the shirt, his name is on there. He actually designed and drew the back of the shirt. He has autism. I think this is special because with raising awareness of this, we also wanted to highlight and showcase a child that has autism. I'd like to thank him and his parents for allowing him to do that. I'm also up here to, I guess, notify the city, I'm sure they already know, but you as a city council, that we have requested, after sitting through the last budget meeting, we were aware that there's $430,000 allocated to fixing the pay for the fire department through the millage. And we did ask Chief Morris for the pay plan before the June 6th meeting so that we can look at it, because it's proposed. The pay plan, as I understand, has been completed, and so I'd like to see that, and hopefully Chief Morris will give us that before the June 6th meeting so we have a chance to look at it and understand it better going into that meeting. Before it is brought up, if it is brought up, yes, unfortunately the association is in litigation with the fire department and in turn the city due to other pay issues, but I would hope that that would not hinder us getting the pay plan and moving forward and looking at it when it comes to the 24-25 budget. Thank you. Any questions?
Councilman Schwartz?
Yes, sir.
Matt, I got to say thank you the association, the members of the Kenner Fire Department, for the work y'all done to maintain our #1 fire rating. A lot of people don't know that it's not just funding, it's the men and women that's going out there checking those hydrants, doing those inspections, and everything else that also supports for the fire rating. Thank you. Saw you out there yesterday opening hydrants. Thanks, man. I can't say enough.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
As far as we all know, the association for the city, the millage money doesn't come in till next year.
Correct.
So therefore, we really can't do anything, any raises or anything until we actually get the money.
No, I understand that. January
No.
1st. I mean, no, I understand that. It's just the pay
You know,
plan and the money allocated to it. To see how
Right,
it's gonna
but
be.
yes, and I do know if you have a seat at the table to figure out to pay wages, how to calculate it, and things like that, that both parties have an understanding together on how that is,
Yes, sir.
how it comes about.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if we can come to sit together and do that, then it won't be anything. Oh, I don't agree like that, so I'm going to sue you or anything like that, because it's just one of those things that where if we sit down and talk together, hammer things out, and come up to a good understanding.
Yes, sir.
You know, so Chief, I would appreciate if you can work with the association however you can to try to answer any questions that they have. It will minimize any litigation down the line. I really appreciate that if you can do that. And Chief Morris, the same thing with you, and Chief George over there, my good friend. We checked a lot of hydrants together. So thank y'all, both of y'all, for y'all's help, again, behind the scenes, okay?
Thank you very much.
Matt?
Anybody else? Okay. Thanks, Matt. Next up is Mr. Greg Teft. Good morning, Mr. Teft. You have 3 minutes.
Greg Taft, 5th District. The only thing I want to bring up is clarification, and maybe the city attorney can clarify it for me, was in my history in attending council meetings, if the mayor wasn't here, generally the council president became the acting mayor during the council meeting. And during that time, the acting mayor did not vote, since the mayor can't vote. So all I need is clarification that this last council meeting, even though I wasn't here, I did watch it, and it threw me because there was no acting mayor at the council meeting, and the mayor was out. I'm sure that the mayor was out for justifiable reasons. I'm not questioning that. I'm just questioning, does the fact that we didn't have an acting mayor at the council meeting may create a problem, number one. Number two is it really necessary at a council meeting for the mayor to even be here if we don't have to have an acting mayor? And that's really all. I just looking for clarification as to, because like I said, I've never been to a council meeting where we didn't have a mayor or an acting mayor. And that's
Sure.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Teft. So the council rule on that, I'm actually trying to find it right now, but I know it very well. So the council president presides as mayor in the city if the mayor is out of town and cannot fulfill those functions, and/or if he's really incapacitated or he cannot perform those things. If the mayor is in town, he's obviously here and can perform his role, so the council president does not have to take over. That's what the rule says. We can read the rule if you want. Can you find it real quick? 'Cause I'm looking at my phone right now. In the times that Mayor Glazer has actually been out of town, the 2 times I've had been the temporary mayor, I've gotten a formal memorandum from his office stating the rule and stating during this period of time, Mayor Lahat will be the temporary mayor, and I cannot be the council president. Therefore, during those meetings, I couldn't vote. The 2 times that occurred back in February and one other time, that's happened. So, frankly, I think the rule might be a little archaic these days because of Zoom and electronic connection and access, where the mayor really can be accessible no matter where he is. But I think, from my review of it, only applies if he's not here. And if that's happened, he's told me that, and we've taken those measures. Indoor, if he's ever been like he's sick or something or incapacitated, which has not occurred since I've been here. So that meeting you're referencing, he was in town and could be the mayor, which is why I was not the mayor. And in terms of the rule about the mayor coming to the council meeting, I've never read the charter to say the mayor actually has to be here. It's the council meeting the council that holds the meetings in Kenner. The elected mayor does not have to attend the meetings if he does not want to. Obviously he does, because we get a lot more things done if he's here. We give him the platform to tell us about the status and everything when the meeting starts. But that's my review. If the city attorney disagrees with my interpretation of the rules, she can certainly do so. But in terms of legality and everything I've read, I think everything's been very good so far on that. But thanks for bringing that to attention, though.
Well, there again, I only bring it up because I'm a short timer in attending council meetings, obviously, and I'm still learning, but this is the first time I ever saw the mayor not be at a council meeting, the first time that if he wasn't available, that we didn't have the council president as the acting mayor. I just needed clarification, because
Sure, yeah.
I've never seen it before, and I know things, things change.
Absolutely. It's a first. Thank you so much. City Attorney, anything I just said was inaccurate? I'm correct?
No, you're correct. The mayor doesn't have to attend a council meeting. You're right, it's a council meeting. If he's unable to attend or pursue his duties and we need someone to stand in, council president, then we do that. There was nothing to say the mayor had to be here. There wasn't anything that said he couldn't perform his duties. He just wasn't present for the council meeting, so
Okay.
that's why we didn't have anyone stand in for him.
Actually, the charter says the mayor may attend and make comments.
Okay.
That's pretty much the only, your rules and all that kind of stuff. This is the rule here. When the mayor is incapacitated, out of town, can't perform the duties of the mayor, that's when the president is the acting mayor. Doesn't say the mayor has to do anything. They have 7 days to sign any legislation that y'all pass today. I can veto it within 7 days, or, if I don't, it becomes law. So it doesn't have to be done. It's written in the charter, which pretty much governs how we operate. And the words are, the mayor may attend and make remarks, but can't vote on anything. So that's it. I can come and sit here, and we're here just to provide information for you on the administrative side when you have all these questions on this legislation that we introduce.
Sure. So. Okay, I think that answers that question. Anybody else? Councilman Brannigan?
Well, since this is a council meeting, I guess in the past, we could have asked the mayor not to attend a council meeting. So,
That was before my time. All right, entertain a meeting to adjourn.